Bienvenidos a este nuevo webinar de JOBGraduate Internship. Este webinar va a ser en habla inglesa, so I'm going to change my voice. What we are going to talk, we have PTC hiring for brands and passion. During this conference, we will explain in detail why our internship program and the following career path exactly entails. We have a detailed career path for our next college within the high velocity sales department. Whether you're an end of the year student or a recent graduate, we will also touch on the values and mission as a company, what our culture is like and what your ecosystem in their Barcelona hub looks like. And who is going to talk in this webinar? Pauline Derek, she's talent acquisition consultant in PTC. She started working in PTC in April 2020, and she's responsible for the recruitment from Barcelona hub. Also, Magdalena Mocker, she's high velocity sales manager as an AMAA. Inside sales manager, Magdalena guides young professionals to develop their unique skill set and grow their career within a multinational IT environment. So if you have any questions, they are going to solve it at the end of the webinar. So please write it down on the chat. Also, we like the people to write down where you're going to see this webinar. Mostly you're going to see it from the house, but we want to know the town or the city you're looking this. So Pauline and Magdalena, now it's your turn.
Thank you very much. And welcome everyone. Thank you really much for joining today's session. Perfect. So my name is Magdalena and I'm an HVS sales manager. It's actually called the inside sales manager, and EMAI means Europe. So I'm actually leading the team on a European level. And I'm going to present a little bit more about PTC today together with my colleague Pauline from Talent Acquisition. So let's take a look at the agenda. We're going to touch on the mission, on the people, culture, careers, and of course, as already mentioned, we're going to have time for questions and answers. So use this opportunity to have us both here today directly answering on all of your questions. There are no stupid questions, so please don't hesitate and let us know what interests you. So some facts about PTC. PTC is actually an American software company, which is based in Boston. So here on the right side, you can see the headquarter building. And overall, it's a global company. We are quite equally divided in the Americas and in Europe, and also 20% of the employees are working from Asia Pacific. Overall, a very strong and very healthy, financially healthy company with more than 1.2 billion revenue in 2018. And we have 6,000 employees. So it's a quite, we are a NASDAQ company. So it's a quite corporate environment, but it's still an amount of employees where you can get things done and where you also have exposure to really high level executives within the company. We have a heritage of more than 30 years in the software business, because PTC actually started with the CAD, computer-aided design software 30 years ago, and we still have that program. We're still selling that program today. But of course, we have innovative solutions like Internet of Things and augmented reality that are supporting our customers today. And we can switch to the next slide, please. So what does PTC actually do? And this is really easy to explain on the logo that we have here in front of us. If you look at it more in detail, you can see a P and a D. And actually the P and the D are standing for physical and digital. And PTC is helping companies in their digital transformation journey. So actually we support companies in capitalizing on the physical and digital convergence process. So let's take a look on the next slide on an example how this actually looks like. So if we imagine here we're having a big company that is producing cars like BMW or like Audi, one of those big car manufacturers. So if we're deciding at the beginning that we want to introduce a new car to the market, the CEO and the corporate gonna decide on bringing this new car on the way. So they're gonna send their idea to the engineering department, and the engineers gonna use the CAD solution to draw a technical drawing, a first sketch of this car, and this is gonna happen with the support of the solution Creo. Then during this time, already the sales and marketing department, they want to know how that car looks like. The salespeople already want to show that car to their customers, but it has not even been produced yet. So we have the possibility, with the help of our augmented reality solution, to actually put this car, which is only a technical drawing for the moment, into a virtual environment and actually put it already on the street without even producing it. Then later on, if we really decide to produce that car, we're coming to the manufacturing and supply chain. And actually, we all know these pictures of very big car manufacturing lines where we have like a lot of robots, we have really big machines, and we also have people that are working there. So it's very, very important for big companies that these lines never stop, because it costs them a lot of money. So what PTC does is that actually we're making those machines on those production lines smart. We're gonna equip them with sensors, with data and information. So they're gonna tell us actually before they will be breaking. So already ahead of time, we will know, okay, this and this machine is maybe not doing well, and we need to exchange some parts to avoid that production line to stop. Then after the car has been produced, the customer is picking up his car, and actually also the customer wants to have access to data. He wants to know, how is my car performing? And also, for example, things like, okay, will there be something broken? And because the car is smart nowadays, it has a lot of sensors and it's working with a lot of data, with the support of our ThingWorks and Internet of Things solutions. The car will be able to tell the customer already ahead of time if, for example, there is something wrong with the oil, or there is a certain part of the car that should be replaced. So we can go to the garage before we even stop, like somewhere on the highway, which is a huge benefit. And then another part that PTC is actually supporting is the customer service, so the after-sales process, where we're also using all the data that we're collecting from the smart products to really improve the quality of our products in the long run. For example, we're gonna look, how long is that car actually rolling? How many kilometers? Which are the first parts that are breaking? And all this data can be analyzed, and then the quality is gonna be increased. So I hope that gave you a little overview on the different solutions. And if we go to the next slide, we can actually see some of our biggest customers. And PTC might be a name that you're not so familiar with. And this is because we only working B2B. That means we only working with very big companies that are using our solutions. But if you only look on that sheet, or also if you start working for PTC, you're gonna see PTC all over the place. Actually, many, many products around you are all produced with the help of the PTC solution. We can go to the next slide, where I'm gonna give over to my colleague, Pauline, which will tell us a little bit more about who we are.
Thank you, Magda. So yeah, who are we? Who are the people that work for PTC? We think there's no better way to introduce ourselves than to actually show you. With the following video, we are PTC.
Hello, my name is Rhonda Morgan, Vice President of Employee Communications and Engagement. It has never been a better time to be part of PTC, and we're excited to introduce you to this smart, passionate global family. We value the brains and passion that each and every employee brings to PTC, and we celebrate and encourage this in a number of ways. We do that by empowering our employees to pursue their ideas and keep reaching for the next. PTC employees are driven by innovation. They create opportunities that encourage learning, curiosity, and growth.
We network, we listen, we participate in the demos, we ask questions.
It doesn't matter if you're young or old. It doesn't matter if you're an intern or an executive. It doesn't matter if you've been here for 6 months or 60 years. you can make a difference.
That's why we're here. We have to make things better. We have to improve where we can, and it pays off.
It's never been a better time to be at PTC. Like our logo suggests, we are bringing physical and digital together. We're doing that in products to create smart connected products. We're doing it with people to create smart connected people. And we're combining smart connected products and smart connected people into smart connected processes. These ideas are very transformational, and companies can use them to change the way that they engineer products, how they sell and market their products, how they manufacture the products, support the customers, and even restructure their service organizations. These are big, powerful ideas, and all of this is possible because of the creativity of the people who come to work at PTC every day.
We have amazing, unique benefits to help our employees flourish in every aspect of their life. Things like an inclusive parental leave, their birthday off, volunteer days, care assistance, and many more great benefits. We are a diverse, global community, and it's our differences that make us better together, creating an environment that gives everyone the opportunity to have a voice, be heard, and make a difference.
PTC has a culture of being able to recognize and value people who are thinking differently.
Do not be afraid to challenge the status quo. Don't wait until the solution comes to you. Come up with a solution.
I feel like I'm having an impact on the community.
Beyond giving back to our employees, we also do everything we can to give back to the communities that we work in. Our corporate social responsibility initiatives are key to our culture. This gives employees the ample opportunity to give back to organizations and communities that they believe in and help us work toward a more sustainable future. We work with you to help you manage your personal work-life balance, having benefits in place to help you manage your personal life and give you the time you need with your friends and family. This is the right time to be at PTC. We can't wait to meet you.
I am PTC.
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 All right, so now you probably have as well some questions, about our values and about our culture. So let's talk a little bit about that. You saw us in action in the video. What matters to us most is brains and passion. Your experience comes second. We hire for these two values and aspects of candidates. We look for smart individuals, curious individuals who are passionate about digital transformation and about uniting the physical with the digital world. So if you think that you have, the brains and you have the passion, we are very confident that you will have a very successful career here at PTC. And of course, from our side, we will give you all of the tools and all of the resources that you need for your professional development. So if you are innovative, if you want to help our clients create, PTC is the place for you. We like to say that, PTC stands for power to create, bringing all of these values that you see here below together. We put our customers first, which of course are our literal customers, but as well our employees. First and foremost, customers of PTC are the employees. We nurture a culture of brains, passion, and fun, and of course as well a culture where everybody is included in a diverse working environment where excellence and innovation thrive and where our people feel empowered to be bold and agile in their day-to-day work. Another thing that we are very passionate about is giving back to the community. We hold 3 major events throughout the year. First of all, we have the Family Day, which gives our own families an opportunity to become a part of the bigger PTC family and get equally passionate about what we do. In 2020, we had to celebrate it virtual, of course, due to obvious reasons, which really wasn't too bad. in the end, because we are a very multicultural environment, meaning that a lot of our families do not live in Spain. So by celebrating it 100% virtually, it gave our families more opportunity to participate in this event, to get, introduced to PTC technology and see what it is exactly that we do every day, and how as well we've been adapting to this new reality. Then we as well have our week of caring, which is when we give back to the community through clothing donations to the people in need, distribution of food to homeless, and as well donations to animal charities, for example. The Week of Caring is celebrated every year in December. We had to do it as well a little bit differently, of course, in 2020. We organized a donation drive where you could just pause by and drop off anything that you would like to donate, from clothes to books to things at home that you didn't need anymore, and as well food from supermarkets, canned foods, for example, or dry foods. Lastly, we are as well very passionate about the environment. We try to be mindful of the waste that we produce, and we help to clean beaches and the environment around us during this Earth Week. We actually kicked off Earth Week 2021 yesterday, which will be our second virtual version, or at least partially. The same as last year, we are doing at-home challenges such as Zero Waste Week, No Plastic Week, going veggie or vegan for a week or even a month, depending on how far you want to go. And then we share pictures internally about the various challenges that we've done among the various teams. Of course, compared to last year, this year we are a little bit we are less confined. So we are as well organizing beach cleanups, park cleanups, always adhering to local legislation when it comes to social gatherings, of course. So these are the three main community events that we have, but it's of course not limited to just those three. Every full-time employee at PTC has the option to take 2 volunteering days per year. So that means instead of working, those days you participate in non-profit volunteer activities. These days count as working days, so you don't have to take the time off and spend your holiday time on these days. Of course, taking care of the external community is important, very important, but we can also not forget about our internal, our own PTC community. When you join PTC, you become part of, the PTC familia, as Annika Kruse has said. We all need some social time to unwind after work, and that's what we do with our PTC social gatherings. We celebrate birthdays, team successes, we celebrate holidays, and just overall have, a fun time together. It's a very good way to connect with your colleagues. PTC socials are held in major offices around the world. Of course, every office does things a little bit differently, but the main goal is the same, to find informal connections and having fun with your colleagues. As well, during summer months, we have the lovely Summer Fridays where, we close shop a little bit early so that we can go enjoy the beach or go and have a nice vermouth on a sunny terrace somewhere. So in the video, there was already a mention of our PTC benefits. They differ, of course, as well from region to region, but here you can get an idea of the benefits that we offer to our full-time employees here at PTC Spain. So you will receive 23 days of holidays plus your birthday. Those holidays as well go up the longer that you are working at PTC. All of our social events that I just talked about, and probably the most important, especially nowadays, are our well-being benefits. We offer private healthcare, as well as life and injury assurance, an employee stock purchase plan where you can buy PTC stock at a discounted price, flexible benefits that as well include a restaurant card where with which you can pay in restaurants, basically. So hopefully this all got you even more excited to join us. So I will pass the words back to Magdalena to talk a little bit about our sales careers.
Perfect. Thank you, Pauline. Yeah, so why starting your career in software sales? And that was actually the same question I asked myself around like 4.5 years ago. And at the end, we can group those reasons into 4 different buckets. And the first one would be multidisciplinary role. What does that mean? In sales, you actually have the possibility to really define or really found like a foundation of skills that you will be able to use during your whole life. It's actually not just in your working life, it's throughout your whole life, because you learn how to sell not just products, but also how to sell yourself. You learn how to communicate, how to speak to really high level people in different kind of companies. So these competencies will help you throughout your whole career, even if later on you decide maybe sales is not the right thing for you and you want to found your own company or you want to go into a different direction. Sales will always help you to really be successful in other areas as well. Another bucket would be teamwork, because in sales, we're working with many teams together to make our sales process really successful. And that means, for example, with marketing, you're working also with pre-sales, with technical people. As well, in PTC internally, you're going to work with people from the US, you're going to work with people from Asia Pacific, with people from product development, as well as with people from your own country that you're going to work for, from where you're originally from. And this gives you the possibility to look over a lot of shoulders. So you can have some insights in various different departments and really see, okay, how are other people working, and at the end then choose really what suits best for yourself. Another point would be the diverse industry exposure, and that's really one of the great things about PTC is we are selling software to so many different companies. It's not that we're just selling to car manufacturers. We're having medical companies. We're having like airplane producers. We have really all kind of different customers. So every use case, every customer is gonna be different, and you're never gonna stop learning for a day, because it just always keeps exciting. It never gets boring, because every use case at the customer is different, and you can really learn a lot. And also looking back now on the last 1.5 years, we really saw during the crisis, the software business is just really stable, because we have many different industries that we're working with. So even if one industry is not doing so well, we can balance that out, and we're focusing on another industry. So this is why PTC is really, really strong and healthy on the market. And last point would be the fast-paced environment. And this is really one point that I'm mentioning in every interview that I have with candidates, because it's just very important for me to make that clear from the beginning. It's that PTC is strong on the market, and it's strong because it's very agile and flexible. People that are working for PTC have a passion for change and for innovation. We really want to have an impact on how products are produced in the future and how are things done. So if you're starting a role today, it might be that in 6 months or in 1 year, we find out that maybe that role is not the right thing anymore, and we're gonna ask you to maybe change to something different. So this needs to be clear from the beginning that we are looking really for talents that have that passion for innovation and really are open for change. What is better than me talking is actually to really listen to 2 of our top talents, to Esther and Laura, which is gonna explain us in the next video how their journey at PTC started and how they could develop in the meantime. So if we could turn on the next video, that would be great. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Laura from Austria.
Ciao, I'm Esther from Italy.
And we both started as interns 2 years ago in PTC together.
Yes, and during our internship, we were in a group of 7 people from all over Europe, and it was a great opportunity for us to learn about the job, learn about the technologies as well, but also soft skills like communication and emotional intelligence. And this was extremely useful for us to start our career.
Exactly. For some of us, it was like basically the first internship working in a big company, and it really prepared us well for our next career steps. So now after 2 years, we've been working on different markets, different products, and now we're both account executives for augmented reality and training.
Yes.
And yeah.
I think now we also have a chance to have more responsibility, and we handle the whole sales cycle, so we could learn a lot over those 2 years, and the internship was a perfect start.
Exactly. So if you want to join a young and international company, join us at PTC.
Yeah, we're waiting for you.
So, I hope that that gave you some insights on how a career at PTC can look like. Let's take a closer look at high velocity sales, which is our inside sales organization and actually the biggest department that we have here in Barcelona. So our vision is not to only be the cutting edge leader in digital pipeline generation and sales, but at the same time, we want to develop future sales leaders. And that's why the hub here in Barcelona is also called like kind of a talent factory. And here you can see actually how we are developing talent and what is the strategy behind it. So ideally, you would start as an intern or as a business development representative. So you would be new to the role, and then we can really freely try out different things. We encourage you to try out a lot of new ideas, different strategies to really find out what works best for you. And then after a couple of months, around a year, you will be really working in the role. You will be more confident, you will better understand the solutions, and then you have the possibility to grow into an account development representative role, which is really focusing on the strategic accounts of PTC. Then later on, if everything goes well, and you're really becoming more and more proficient in your role, you have the possibility to grow into an account executive role. So this is really full responsibility of the sales cycle. You're going to have your own territory, and you're going to sell from the inside our products over the phone. And of course, during all this time, you will get a lot of coaching, a lot of enablement. We're working with really innovative methodologies like video selling, like LinkedIn selling. So you're really going to learn a lot, not just about our solutions, but about like how to sell in today's time. And then after you were going through all of these different stages, which is actually, we saw it now with Laura and Esther, it does not even take that long. So it's actually really fast career path that you can have with PTC. You have the possibility then maybe to decide to go back to your original country. We have people that after 3 or 4 years say, okay, we want to go back to live with our family, and they're starting to work for PTC in their own country in the field, really directly visiting the customers, or maybe they're even working in different other departments. And then there are also people like Pauline and myself that actually really like to live in Barcelona, and that decide to take a different way and actually change into people management or in HR or other departments that we have here in Barcelona.
Exactly. So, as Magda mentioned, we have a variety of departments here. So, if you have finished the career path within HVS or even before, and you say like, look, I want to specialize more in post-sales, or I want to make a switch to renewals or compliance, you can see here that is perfectly possible. Within our Barcelona hub. Our HVS department is the largest department that we have. It's around 50 to 60% of our current employees. But if you want to go more technical, we have our pre-sales department, renewal sales, which is a little bit more senior when it comes to sales compliance. They take care of all of the software license management, or if you want to grow towards people management as well. So there are various career paths possible here, both national as international, according to your interests and to your strengths. So these are a couple of our open positions for students or full-time positions on a junior or associate level. So that's 0 to 2 years of experience, more or less. All of these positions offer a really great career path. You will have the opportunity to work very closely with your manager on, your career goals, whether those be long-term or short-term, and grow into the best professional that you can be here at PTC. So of course, we currently are hiring quite a lot of candidates into our sales internship program. We have 2 openings with an ASAP starting date for either a German or Nordic speakers, and as well the next onboarding wave in September, where we are looking for German, Nordic, French, Italian, and Spanish speakers. Always, of course, with a very high level of English. Then within our HVS department, we have a business development role open for a German speaker, as well as an account development role when you would be working with Magda as a manager, as well German speaking. We have a more technical role in the pre-sales technical specialist position, where we are as well looking for a German speaker. This is more for students from, for example, computer science graduates that are looking for their first experience. We really here are not looking for any kind of experience, and you would be working every day with our AR and IoT solutions. And we are as well growing in our SaaS business units, in our software as a service business units, for both Onshape, which is a cloud-hosted CAD platform, as for Arena Solutions, which is a SaaS PLM platform, with as well, very interesting opportunities for learning, as it's really cutting edge cloud technology. So this is a very quick overview on, our typical recruitment process. When we're talking about an internship candidate, there would only be 2 interviews, one with me as talent acquisition, and then another one with the hiring manager. Sometimes we also like to include an informal chat with a current team member, just to as well give you the opportunity to find out a little bit more and gain, firsthand insights on the daily life at PTC. When we're interviewing for a full-time position, there will be as well an interview with our HVS sales director, Annika Kroese. And usually this interview is on site, of course not possible nowadays. So all interviews are for now held virtually, and hopefully from July onwards, we will be able to as well show our candidates around the office again when we are returning back to the office. At the risk of sounding a little bit repetitive, but it is very, very important to remember, we hire for brains and passion. The hard skills we can teach you. In the end, if we cannot be, innovative and passionate about our work, then the company wouldn't thrive either. So that is really, really important. Your experience comes second for these roles, and we look for curious, passionate individuals. So whether you're looking for a change, whether you're looking for, a career in sales, a kickstart to your career, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Connect with me on LinkedIn, send me an email. We are always on the lookout for next talent. And as well, if you're interested, join the candidate workshop that I'm holding this Thursday, April 15th at 1. It will be just an open Q&A session regarding any question that you might have related to, life at PTC. How can I, prepare for my first job interview, and how can I land my first position on the job markets, basically. So come join me there, and then thank you very much for your attention. We hope that there's lots of questions. We always like to answer lots of questions. Here you can as well see our contact details in case you want to get in touch with us directly as well.
Perfect. So thank you very much, Magdalena and Pauline. Please, I'm going to ask you if you can take off the share screen. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So if anyone has any question, please write it down on the chat. Alicia said one question. I think you, Pauline, said a lot of times. It's important to have experience to start working in PTC.
It's not important.
As you said before, important the brain and not the brains, no, wanted to do things. She's also asking, what are the most important skills that you're looking for in new employees?
Yeah. I mean, and Magda, jump in if I miss anything. But for example, for the sales position, of course, a sales position is target driven, so drive for results, learning on the fly, right? As Magda said, we are constantly changing. While we say externally that PTC stands for power to create, internally it stands for prepare to change. So, you know, to really learn on the fly, get on board with new technologies and the new evolutions, and that agility and adaptability.
Okay, so if we have some people here that maybe they want to try PTC, but they say, I don't know if I'm a good sale person, what you can recommend to them? If they just try or maybe try another thing? If I'm not a good, if I'm introvert and I don't know if I'm going to do well sales job, what do you recommend to those people?
Well, Magda, you can maybe take this one, yeah.
Okay.
I will take that one. Yeah, so of course the typical salesperson that we imagine is really outgoing, and this is of course we are contacting customers, and you need to be comfortable with communicating. It's the basis of our job. But that doesn't mean that you need to be someone that is always standing and talking first, because it's not always about being the first one and talking a lot. It's more about what you say often. So I think after all, there are like very different kind of profiles that could be suited for the job, but you definitely need to like to communicate.
Does the studies matter for the internship? As you said that you're going to teach everything that we learn, but maybe it's better to get in the interview to have IT studies, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Whether you have studied, I mean, for the HVS and sales positions, it really doesn't matter. Whether you have, whether you're studying maybe, you know, business management or computer science or tourism management, hotel management, what matters to us is that you have a passion for new technology, that you're keen on working with, you know, the cutting edge technology that we work with every day. So it doesn't really matter what your studies are, as long as, you know, you really have that interest and that passion and that curiosity to work with new technologies. When we're talking about, you know, more technical roles, then it can change a little bit, because of course those are more engineering oriented. But when it comes to business roles, it really doesn't matter, as long as you have that brains and passion.
You said that you have some sales departments, HVS, renewable sales, license complaints. In what depends to get in any of the departments? Does the people decide? Does the human resources decide?
Well, it depends on your interests, of course, and the position that you would like to apply for. If we're talking about, you know, compliance and renewal sales, those are more experienced roles on the job market. But for example, we have had a lot of people that went through, you know, the HVS career path and that said, look, I want to become a customer success manager, or I want to make the switch to compliance or to renewals, then that is something that, you know, we will take into account and then see like, look, okay, are there open positions now? Let's start the internal recruitment process. Or, okay, we don't have any open positions now, but, you know, let's keep you in the loop, because we are always growing our teams everywhere. I have my work cut out for me, especially over the last few months. In spite of the pandemic. So these are things that, you know, you have full control over. It's not like we will say like, yes, now you will go and work in customer success management.
Alejandra says, sorry, I arrived late for the meeting. What are the main products of PTC? I just recommend Alejandra to bring the video back. You can do it. It's alive, but you can bring the video back and you see all the webinar. Valentina asks, what would be something that I will make my candidacy stand out in the order to be part of a selection process? In my case, I come off the marketing, which with a couple of sales positions. So what can Valentina do to difference between all people?
To show that's passion, right? I know I sound repetitive and I know I can always say the same thing, but that's really what matters. If you come from a marketing background, but you know, you say that, look, I want to become, for example, more customer facing. I'm missing that, you know, daily contact with clients, or I want to be more on, you know, the front line of new technologies and bringing that digital transformation to market. That's completely valid. So if you make that clear in your CV that, you know, you want to make that switch from your background, then you will definitely get an invitation for an interview.
Okay, now we're in a period of change. As you said, you're making the interviews virtually. How can I make this passion? How can I transmit this passion virtually? Because maybe physically it's more easier. No, how about in LinkedIn? How I can say be passionate in LinkedIn? What tips can you give to the people?
That's an excellent question. I would say, you know, try and show it in your communication by just literally saying it. That you are very keen on new technology. You know, you've done some research on PTC. This and this and this really spoke to me. But to show, you know, like, look, I've done my research, which as well shows interests to a certain position or a certain company. And then, of course, during the interview, you can very easily show passion as well. I mean, our interviews are always video interviews, or at least with talent acquisition, to at least, you know, retain that human aspect a little bit.
Okay, and we have one last question. If anyone wants to participate in PTC, where they can find info about the new offers that you make?
First and foremost on ptc.com/careers, which is our career page, or if you just Google PTC careers, you get to it directly, and you can filter on location Barcelona, and get in touch with me on LinkedIn. Get in touch with Magda, get in touch with me. Of course, yeah, Magda is more involved in the recruitment of her own team, of the account development team. I have more of a general overview of the recruitment, and as well on our LinkedIn postings. We post all of our positions externally on LinkedIn, and just, yeah, get in touch. It's the most quick way, I would say, of finding out if we have a role for you.
Okay, so thank you very much. If anyone has any questions, I remember you on Thursday. Pauline is going to make a workshop. You can sync in JOBGraduateInternship.com. So it will be at 13. So if you have any question, you can ask the question there, or as she said, you can add her on LinkedIn and do a more personal question. Magda and Pauline, thank you very much to being here with us. We hope we can see you more often in Job Barcelona.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.